Historians at Thomas Jefferson's Poplar Forest recently removed the famous boxwoods at the entrance to the property. Tonight in Virginia Crossroads, a look at why they would remove a piece of history and how small pieces of glass and ceramic have justified their decision. "30 years after work began at Poplar Forest, archaeologists are still scraping their way to the truth about Thomas Jefferson's retirement home. They recently removed a huge grove of historic boxwoods, which, despite their beauty, were simply not Jeffersonian.
They're beautiful in their own way and historic in their own way. They are dated to be about 150 years old, but clearly a different era.
Not only were the boxwoods not Jefferson's, it's very likely, in fact, that he didn't even like boxwoods. The experts here tell me that not once in all of his writing did Jefferson ever mention boxwoods.
So through the excavations, we've been able to uncover evidence that the boxwoods were definitively not planted by Thomas Jefferson.
Piece of shell-etched.
Gary says there is a foot of fill dirt between the surface and what would have been Jefferson's garden. Bits of ceramic recovered in this layer are too new to have been from Jefferson's time.
In this case, a fragment of this ceramic was found underneath the boxwoods. This pattern, we know, was not manufactured until 1833. It could be no earlier than 1833. Thomas Jefferson died in 1826. There's no way for that ceramic to have gotten there.
Newly released drawings show that the front of the house was home to an 80-foot wide carriage turnaround. Gary's team has uncovered cobblestones that so far confirm that. Now the key is to find what Jefferson had planted in the middle of that turnaround. His writings suggest roses.
The roots themselves are not there, but the rotted remains of them leave behind an organic, dark organic stain in the soil. And so by very carefully excavating, we can actually see the root systems, the rotted out root systems of some of these plants. At this point, we can start to see the remains of root systems and planting beds because they show up as a dark brown that contrasts against this bright red.
Eventually, each boxwood stump will be removed to make way for more accurate plantings. Jack estimates that there will be another 3 months of digging and piecing together what they find, followed by about a year of planning and review, meaning that new plants won't go into the ground until sometime in 2015. Only then will the front of the home begin to look like it did in Jefferson's day.
Talk about tedious work. What are they going to do with those boxwoods?
Well, so a lot of them that they took out actually went in the wood chipper, because there's a lot of them, right? But they did take some cuttings and they've replanted those. And so if you want to go to the museum store there, you can actually own one of those boxwoods. But so they're celebrating the 30th anniversary this year. There's a 5K later this month. They had a gala over the weekend, and they've been working on that property now for 30 years.
Oh, it'll be neat to see it when it's finished.
Yeah, can't wait.